Yes. What's going on? It's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft Game, back with our old favorite, fam of the pod. You know him, you love him. It's our our daily fantasy movies enthusiast and hair aficionado, Jay Devlin. What's going on, Jay?
What's up, bud? Finally, we made it to the hour-long pod. We've been talking about doing this for months and months and months, and here we are. I am incredibly hungover from NASCAR yesterday. I did just have a nice DraftKings tour, which is waking me up a little bit. So let's do it. Let's knock this out, brother. Let's have some fun.
Good. The drinking game tonight will be the word epic, because we are going to talk about some epic performers, entertainment today. And of course, our very first segment is one of my favorites. It's what I'm watching. Yes, and of course, the money show, the all-time, well, it's not quite all-time. It is officially now my second all-time favorite show. It is, of course, Game of Thrones. I am all in again. I've had an experience where I was introducing a newbie to the Game of Thrones verse, or whatever they call it, and we watched all of the episodes, all 60, from season 1 through season 6, over the course of about 3 weeks. It's an incredible show. It is now officially leapfrogged Breaking Bad into the second slot of best show all time for me. It is freaking amazing. I enjoy the hell out of it. I miss it. I miss it already. We just ended our journey last night, and I miss it already. I want Jon Snow back in my life. I want the music from that last episode. Are you up on Game of Thrones, Jay Devlin?
100%, man. I love that show. That's definitely a top fiver, maybe even a top 3 or 4. I mean, nothing will ever usurp Lost from the top of my list, but
oh wow, okay.
But Game of Thrones is definitely up there.
Yes, Game of Thrones. I mean, and I had an opportunity. I kind of passed on it because it was kind of awkward because we weren't quite finished with the series, but yet they had the guy Ramin Djawadi, I think you say his name, the composer for all the episodes of Game of Thrones. Beautiful music, great music, especially those last 2 episodes in season 6, just incredible. And he has like a Game of Thrones tour, like he calls it the Game of Thrones live concert experience. You get like this big ass screen. They show like clips of the show while he conducts his orchestra or whatever, and it, as the kids would say, it's lit. And he was having his show out here in Vegas on Saturday, and because we weren't quite finished, I fell on my sword. I did not, go and indulge. But I'm sure next time it comes through town, or if I'm in a town where it's playing, I'm definitely seeing that bad boy. That dude is great. He's the next Hans Zimmer. Y'all know how I feel about Hans, damn it.
What's the deal with the new season? Aren't they only doing like 6 or 7 episodes in the next? I mean, how are they going to wrap everything up in like 6 or 7?
I know it actually makes me sad. And so I guess they want to have like an even 75 when they're done. I think this season's either going to be 7 or 8 episodes, and then the next season's going to be the other, like 7 or 8. It's right now 60.
There's 2 seasons left.
2 seasons, I guess like mini seasons or whatever. But yeah, and they're off book, so it's not like they're like stuck to some George R.R. Martin narrative, whatever. And they're having fun. And here's another thing too. This is one thing that I learned watching it on demand is that because when you watch it, because I was really big in live tweeting Game of Thrones last season. It was the experience. Get up on Twitter, watching shit's happening. You get into hashtag Dem Thrones, or and shit's going down, and you're just like sharing the experience. And now when it ends, it just goes on to the next HBO show or some ads for the next HBO show. But when you watch it on demand, it's like you've got like the box set or something, because then they have like interviews with D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, the creators and the showrunners of the show, and they break shit down. And I just love waiting for that every episode. So it's so clutch. So clutch.
Yeah, no, see, here's the thing. Here's my Game of Thrones take. I love the show. And this is from a guy, I hate fucking forests and demons and wizardry and dragon. I don't like any of that stuff.
Do you hate medieval times?
I just don't like make-believe like that. But for some reason, I love that show. The show's fantastic. What'd you say?
Nudity.
It gets a little too gory, but yeah, no, I'm stoked for it to come back. I'm really into this, what's it called, Big Little Lies? Are you watching that on
Yeah, let's do a quick cultural cul-de-sac on that. Yeah, it was. I just watched the one from last night this afternoon while I was working, and yeah, I like that show. It's very interesting. Girls auctioning off her virginity on the internet. Come on, now.
Oh, it's amazing! See, here's the thing. Like, I just got into it today. I literally watched every episode today.
Yeah. Yeah.
so
you're caught up because I think it's a 7-episode limited series. So.
Well, that's what how are they going to wrap this thing up in one episode? I mean,
and I guess it's based off a book too, so you have those book.
Excuse me. Yeah, but I mean, they've done such a great fucking job. Like, I don't know who's going to die. Like, they've done
it could be anyone.
It could literally be anybody.
I'm putting my money on Celeste. I think she's got a lot of pent up rage in her. That's Nicole Kidman's character, the battered wife. I think she could explode.
I think she might kill her husband, but maybe that's too obvious. But it's good, man. I mean, that Shailene Woodley's really good. The kids are really good in the show. It's just a shame it's only 7 episodes.
Yeah, it's kind of like the night of. It was like just a limited. When they give you like a dose of epinephrine or whatever, and then we out. But think about it. You really can't lock down movie stars like that for 7 years series commitment or whatever. So it kind of
100% to get all those guys. I hated Reese. The first 20 minutes, I was like, I can't watch this show. I want to punch Reese. I want to punch her. And I don't want to punch women, but like, God, dude, there's so fucking much. And
it was like her character from Election growing up. Was it Tracy Flick? It was Tracy Flick grew up and got married.
But by the second episode, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of like her. She's pretty cool.
And then you see just how messed up they all are. So real quick, actually, I meant to ask you this earlier. What are your top 5 shows of all time? Since you threw Lost out there, since you included Game of Thrones possibly in the top 5, what are your top 5 shows of all time?
Well, Lost is number 1 by far and away. Nothing is even a close second. And in no particular order. Game of Thrones probably up there. Okay. I love 24. The original 24, like just Kiefer Sutherland, amazing. Like I always would just binge watch that when it came out on disc back in the day. Like when the whole season would come out. Breaking Bad's up there. I mean, this is all cliche shit that everybody likes. Everybody likes Breaking Bad. Let me think of a weird one. You think of a weird one, man. Do reality shows count, or does that have to be a scripted TV?
No, I mean, if you want to throw a reality show in there, get weird with it.
I'll throw two. Vanderpump Rules. Like, absolutely obsessed with that show. Awesome. Saw Jax out at the Belmont last Sunday. I was like a little fanboy. And I'm 43 years old. Weird. And The Bachelor. I mean, The Bachelor is just.
I knew that was coming. I was waiting on that. Yeah. You are the biggest Bachelor fan I know, male or female. I admire your dedication to The Bachelor because I'm like that with some of my shows too. You just gotta it's got to stand for it.
And let me be clear: it's The Bachelor, not The Bachelorette, because The Bachelor is boring. I don't like watching a bunch of dudes just bro out, and it just turns into a fucking frat house where these bros are just like getting along, except for the one guy that everybody picks on. Watching all these women fight for a dude and the cattiness and the claws coming out and it's just The Bachelor is perfect. Perfect.
Well, there you go. Jay Devlin's top 5.
What do you got? What do you got in your top 5?
Oh, my top. Okay, so in order thus far: The Wire, number 1. Number 2 is officially Game of Thrones. Number 3, you had a good run at number 2, is Breaking Bad. Number 4. I'm gonna say Sons of Anarchy, I think, and then number 5, the last spot in the top 5 gets really tough because you could throw a lot of good shows out there. Sopranos is a bit of a cliche, but it's kind of true. It's kind of cliche. Well, you know what? I'll go off the board with this one a little bit. The Good Wife. I think what they did for network television was freaking amazing. I mean, I haven't really studied that. I threw the question on the rundown. I didn't really study it myself, but they're at least in my top 10. But for now, I'll put them in top 5. I'm really enjoying The Good Fight, by the way. That is the streaming spin-off of The Good Wife. I know I've mentioned, I think, the last 2 hour-length podcasts or whatever, what I'm watching. It is freaking excellent. I won't go into it this week, but man, I love that show. It is so good. They can curse. They're getting into it, on the streaming channel, whatever, and it's just as sharp as ever been. It's a good fight.
Well, I mean, you're a TV tweeting like savant. You're always tweeting out TV stuff.
Yeah.
One show that will never make my top 5, which I can't stand, that my girlfriend watches, is Scandal.
Oh shit!
But I will say
Heresy.
this: I was really happy to see that guy get shot, because he's maybe my least favorite TV character in the history of fucking television.
Oh, we love Huck. He's super creepy, but he's damaged. He's like
he's not dead
dog.
though. That's the worst part about it. He's not dead.
He
should be.
This ain't Game of Thrones where you die, you die. Well,
look, I was into Scandal for a minute, and then it just got over the top ridiculous. And I just
look, they had a really bad season. I think it was like the 4th season, the one where she was like trapped in in some that was a terrible season. But I think they've come back. I love Scandal. I will ride for Scandal. I think it has eventually top 10 potential. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a Shonda Rhimes guy. I love ABC. I loved
TGIT.
What was the? Oh my god, I can't even think.
How to Get Away with Murder?
Revenge. I loved Revenge.
Oh, honestly, I came to the Revenge party late, and shout out to Stacey Nutini, who is not listening to this show, but she put me on Revenge during my extreme poker playing days, and I tore through that thing like a hot knife through butter, man. I loved me some Revenge.
Yeah, ABC was on fire there for a little while, man. They were just churning out, and they still are churning out great shows. So
yeah. Another great show I'm watching is Billions, and we definitely have a discussion about this because it's an exceptional show with exceptional writing. It's even better than its first season. I'm digging the hell out of it. I mean, the power plays, the mind games, it's all really, really tightly wound this season, and you can see how much fun they're having with it and everything. But I think as a poker player, we have a new favorite poker scene. I know Jay Devlin has some thoughts on this. This is from the 3rd episode, the Alpha Cup. Jay Devlin, the poker scene for the Alpha Cup. Go.
Strong disagree. Here you go. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Brian Koppelman, who was the writer and creator of Billions, who was also the writer and creator of the greatest poker movie of all time, Rounders, needs to be held to a higher standard. So, like, when I hear there's a poker scene in Billions, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be, like, next level, epic, and it was just like a little too, like, I don't know, like the guy getting up from the table and walking away in the middle of the hand, and then everybody in that room is apparently like Tom Dwan, and they can like they oh no, she's got to have like aces right here. I mean, I'm just like, they know everything that's happening. Great show, like you said. Watched the episode tonight. Fantastic. Took me 4 or 5 episodes to get over him not being Brody.
True. Yeah, that first season, you're kind of like, the accent's not quite there, but I like the world. Anytime a show can bring me into a world with which I'm not, that familiar, like, I don't know, the ultra rich, like the Billionaire set, I'm down. Take me to a world. That's why Game of Thrones, take me to a world. Hell, my next show that I've been watching, Feud, Betty and Joan, take me to a world. Take me back to 60s or 70s.
But real quick, back to Billions. Let me say one thing about Billions. The most far-fetched thing about Billions is that a ginger could be that rich ever. All right? No way in hell that a ginger.
I love redheads.
I don't have anything against them. I'm just saying there's no such thing as a billionaire ginger. All right, go on Forbes, brother. Find me a redheaded ginger billionaire. I'll
challenge accepted.
I'll swallow my words.
Billionaire. I'm actually gonna look up billionaire gingers. Just seeing what they come up with. Are there any billionaires with red hair? That's a core question.
Absolutely not. No way. No how. No sir.
You are taking our cultural cul-de-sacs to a new level, Jay Devlin. That's why I want to have you listen to this podcast. That is outstanding. Billionaire. You can't be a. Well, you know what? Did I still have a shot? Then I can still become a billionaire because I do not have
a shot.
I have a shot. Oh, here we go. I got one for you. I'm going to. Yeah, I do. I'm going to share my screen with the people, and he's almost not alive. He's still there. It's Sumner Redstone.
Oh, okay. That guy's like half in the bat. He's dead. He's yeah.
$6.2 billion. Sumner Redstone. There you go. Billionaire ginger. But he's the only one I can find, though. So your point is well taken.
So I'm not completely wrong.
Not completely wrong, but yes, and actually, as far as that poker scene goes, I truly enjoyed it. Even though, yes, it was totally unrealistic for taking time out in the middle of a hand to go talk to your poker coach or mental coach, whatever. But I figure, fuck, they're all rich. It's the Alpha Cup. It's not like a WPT sanctioned event or something. So I figure they do whatever they want. But realistically, yes, that never ever happens. Ever. But otherwise, the drama was great, and I thought even the way the hand played out too, and like in the rationales behind it and the thinking stuff, I thought made sense from a poker perspective. So
it was a great call. I loved it. I mean, I did like that aspect of it. I liked the cards. You know, a lot of times you watch like Casino Royale. You know, with Daniel Craig.
It's like some like double nut royal flush.
Yeah, full house, nut flush, 4 of a kind, straight flush. It's like, come on, no.
Just stuff not normally found in nature.
No, definitely not.
Yes, and then yes, as I was alluding to earlier, real quick, is Feud, Betty and Joan. I'm enjoying it because, like I said, it's taking us to a world. It's kind of like the old glamour Hollywood system. I think back in the '50s when they're filming Who Killed Baby Jane. I have no idea about that movie. Never seen it. Never inclined to see it. But just the way that they take on Hollywood, ageism and sexism and all the isms are out there. Kind of. It's really interesting and really two. Susan Sarandon, Jessica Lange, just two grand dames of the screen. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. And a lot more than I thought I would. I mean, and I have to give Kalila Joy, KJ from the She-Pod, the Tripod. I'll see you guys this weekend, I think, up there in LA. She really, I was already going to check it out because Ryan Murphy, is that right? Ryan Murphy, right? Yeah, Ryan Murphy. He has, definitely got some more track, record from People versus O.J. Simpson. So I wanted to see what his follow-up would be. So I was already going to see it, but she got me a little more excited for it. Have you seen any of Feud?
I haven't, man. I can honestly say I'm probably like you. Maybe if I watched it, I'd get into it. But like I'd have to watch it by accident. I have no desire to watch that. Like literally zero desire.
Well, your girlfriend, whose account you're obviously using, and looker, stunner, quality person, I'm sure, has excellent taste. So I just thought she might have dragged you into that, like she did with Scandal.
No. She's got plenty of crap. But like right now, like I'm out of the room doing this this podcast with you, and she was really excited so she could watch Sweet Home Oklahoma on Bravo. Now that I'm out of it's like a new reality show with like rednecks in Oklahoma.
Where's your girl from? San Diego? Okay.
San Diego.
Excellent. So real quick, so we know what some of your favorite shows are, aside from The Bachelor, because we know that just went off. What else are you watching? What 3 shows are you watching?
3 shows that I'm really into right now. It's gonna be weird. I love Madam Secretary on CBS.
Really?
I'm a big Tay Leone guy, man. Like it doesn't matter. She could just be like reading the phone book for an hour on the show, and I would watch it. Really fantastic. What else is on the DVR? Billion, Homeland. I'm still into Homeland.
You know what? I'm still in Homeland too. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like a tough watch. It's not a tough watch, but it just. I just kind of miss when it had like a purpose. Like it kind of feels like it meanders sometimes. But I mean, this season's fine. It's kind of getting to its point. But the first half of the season was just all over the place. Like I didn't know why I was watching it for.
Yeah, I mean it was. But here's the thing: I give them so much credit because I didn't think there was a fucking snowball's chance in hell that show would keep going after Brody died. I'm just like, what are they going to do now? Like, what's the point of watching the show? Brody's dead.
True.
And they've kept this thing going. And
well, it's Showtime. It's almost contractually obligated. He must crap out at least 7 seasons of a show.
I mean, I don't like what they did with Quinn. I don't like seeing Quinn neutered, and like he's kind of getting his balls back now, which is good. But the first couple episodes, I hated seeing him just down and out because I love Quinn. Quinn's great. And the other show, it's a weird one. Gigolos. I don't know if you could.
Honestly, straight up.
Yeah.
I'm a closet, I wouldn't say fan, but I watch that shit. Like when the new seasons come around, it's on the DVR. It's on.
Say it with pride, man. Brace from Gigolos. If you had to ask me my top 5 favorite TV, like just TV personalities, characters, anybody I've ever seen on television my entire life, it would probably be Magnum PI 1. All right. Huge Magnum PI fan. And Brace is in the top 5. I mean, Brace
is something else. He glows in the dark. He's got neon. He's got like neon bleach blonde hair. He's ripped as fuck. He's a gigolo, but he's an old. What do you think he is? He's got to be at least 45, 50, right?
Bro, he's in his 50s. He's definitely in his 50s.
Still slinging it.
I mean, whoever casted that show they deserve like every award known to man, because they couldn't have casted that show any better with all those different personalities, man. I mean, Ash, Vin
Real quick,
Armani.
for the uninitiated, like my mother, I'm sure, Gigolos is about male escorts in where else?
In
Las
Vegas. Oh, dude, Nick Hawk. I mean, Nick Hawk is just like, where do you even come up with somebody like Nick Hawk?
Oh my God, that whole was it comedy or singing? He had some sort of like.
He was rapping. He was.
Oh my Lord, it was terrible. Yeah. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh man, bro, he breaks his sweat. He breaks his sweat 7 days a week. I mean, that's the best. The best part of the show is all the intros. Like Brace comes on, he's like, "I've had sex with so many women, it's like a blur." And then the other guy goes, "I'm the guy that eats dessert first." I mean, it's just so good, man. Anybody out there, check out Gigolos. Change your life.
They don't have a new season yet, do they? Because if they have, I must be behind. I think I'm caught up, like through season.
You're caught up.
Okay, all right, yeah. So. Gigolos is something. Wow, we took a turn for the interesting today. All right, what's your third one? That was
my third. I gave you three. Okay. Gigolos, Homeland, and Madam Secretary.
All right, fair enough. And that concludes what we're watching. And so now for the main topic of our convo today is our top 5 underrated performers. And the rules of this draft style is a little bit of game theory. Once you pick a actor, he or she is removed from consideration. So, for example, if I chose, all my performances I love are properly rated. But if you choose an actor, they're out of the pool, and you can't choose them for your own. We're going one than the other. We're going to go 5 back and forth, and we already know who your top one is going to be. So have at it, sir. Jay Devlin, the first one in your top 5 underrated performers is.
Well, this is a guy that we've touched on before in the micropod, and this is one of my favorite guys of all time. I really wanted to do a podcast for an hour just talking about Jamie Foxx.
Now, Jamie Foxx.
I don't know if he's necessarily underrated. See, that's my only problem with this. Is like I don't know anybody that doesn't.
Oscar he got?
He's got an Oscar. And if you ask 10 people if they think Jamie Foxx is awesome, pretty much all 10 are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Jamie Foxx is great." So those aren't
not if they saw Sleepless.
Well, maybe not, or White House Down, but I mean, it's I love Jamie Foxx, triple threat, great singer, great comedian, impressionist, obviously a great actor. The guy has done roles like, obviously Ali and all that stuff. Like when he was in that with Will Smith, The Soloist. Was another one. I mean, he's run the Django Unchained.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about The Soloist. I do. Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, it's like you can't typecast that guy in any way, shape, or form. Like Horrible Bosses, when he's MF Jones in Horrible Bosses 1 and 2. Like fantastic cameos. Everything he's in, he steals the show. Always. So yeah, I mean, Jamie Foxx for me is I think I said probably the most talented guy in Hollywood. I would say if you told me who's the most talented guy, I would probably say Jamie Foxx.
Okay, all right, I'm feeling that. So my first pick, I think I have to take him off the board because you'll eventually get around to him. Sam Rockwell,
dude,
totally underrated.
Dude, that was my next one.
Yes, yes,
I hate
the game. Yes, Sam Rockwell, and actually, yeah. Let me get some screen sharing because people need to be known. People need to know Sam Rockwell is brilliant. This dude has been doing it forever. I think I fully fell in man crush territory on Sam Rockwell after that Chuck Berry movie that no one saw. The one that George Clooney directed, which was really great. It was like Confessions of a what was it called? Confessions of a secret agent or something, and basically how and Chuck Barris, I guess, was it Chuck Berry or Chuck? I think it was Chuck Berry. Never mind. Chuck Barris, the former host of the Tom Show, I guess allegedly Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. There it is. He had like a secret double life as a secret agent or something like that. But anyways, it seemed like it was historical fiction. It was great, great role, whatever. Very talented guy. And after that, I was just hooked. I wanted to see everything Sam Rockwell was in. And like you said with Jamie Foxx, he may come in for a third build role, or he may come in for a cameo, or if you give him his own vehicle, like that freaking movie Moon, where it's basically him on the moon by himself for like 90 minutes and it's compelling as hell. He will totally kill. He'll totally steal the show. Well, not steal the show. He'll totally run the show. So yeah, Sam Rockwell. Damn it, I'm here.
Sam Rockwell is fantastic. I mean, I have nothing negative to say about that guy. Even the movie he just did with Anna Kendrick, where he plays the hitman, like really good movie, man. Like he's a very charming dude. Like you're just kind of like, man, I like that guy.
Yes,
so,
and I'm sorry for the first one. Here's a little shot for those watching at home for Jamie Foxx. Yes, I mean, look at the dude's like 50 still. He's a role model, man. He's still ripped and sleepless, still gets the girl, still running, jumping and stuff. You know what? More power to you. You're my role model, Jamie.
Except I can't. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. All right, my next guy.
Yes, sir.
Talk about a guy that's played.
Or girl.
Well, it's going to be a guy who's played many different characters, from Dumb and Dumber to Newsroom. Jeff Daniels, man.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels, yes.
Jeff Daniels. I mean, his IMDb page is filled with greatness, man. The guy's been in a ton of great movies. Anybody who can, like, the fact that he could carry his own in Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey runs people over. I mean, Jim Carrey is a scene stealer. Jim Carrey is crazy over the top. The fact that Jeff Daniels was able to stay right there in the same lane with him for an entire movie was like one of the greatest acting performances I've ever seen in my life.
And then you have him on The Newsroom, where he was excellent. That was good stuff.
He was that just kind of cemented everything. Like he was in Speed with Keanu. I mean, I'm a big Keanu.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's just been around a long time. Guy makes great movies. Every time I see him in a movie, I'm generally pretty happy. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's pretty great. So I'm gonna say Jeff, and I think he's a guy under the radar. Like he's underappreciated. He's not a guy that you would think of immediately as like a big star.
No, absolutely. Okay, so my next pick, I'm going with. Who am I go? Oh, it's on my screen. I will bring up her IMDb. I'm going to Maggie Gyllenhaal. Damn it, Maggie freaking Gyllenhaal. And I say Maggie Gyllenhaal because obviously Jake, her brother, has been nominated for like a lot of stuff. I think she's been nominated for some stuff too as well. But Maggie Gyllenhaal is just, I mean, you know her, you love her. She makes pretty much everything better. She got her big break, quote unquote, because she comes from Hollywood royalty, I guess. But she got her first real notices in Secretary, which was kinky and weird, but she kind of stood out, and she held her own with James Spader, who I think actually is properly rated. Everyone loves James Spader, but and it's everything she's in for the most part. I mean, she hasn't really gotten a huge vehicle to carry on her own. She had that show on I want to say Sundance, The Honorable Woman, which I think is, I mean, it's a lot of people really like that show. I haven't seen it yet, but I liked her. I liked her in Crazy Heart. I liked her in all right, here's a great example of making something better. Like she basically has a throwaway role in The Dark Knight, right? She plays Rachel, the love interest of Bruce Wayne, and that role was done so badly by Katie Holmes. They had to recast it. Like, she came in, and and you totally believe that he wants to fight for her. And when real stakes happen, when she ends up dying, spoiler alert, thing's 10 years old, get over it. When she ends up dying, you really believe that he's gonna go balls to the wall to avenge her and honor her memory. So I like Maggie Gyllenhaal. I really do. I think she's good in a lot of different stuff. I don't think she's quite yet had like that role that that's gonna define her career. But she's young. She's like 35 or something. She and Jake are super young. So
I mean, you can have that one. She is about as unmemorable to me as like what I had for lunch last Friday. Like I'm not a Maggie Gyllenhaal guy.
She's an indie darling. That's what it is. She's an indie stalwart. So that's what it is.
Okay, yeah, she's fine. She's fine. All right. No, I'm not trying to be sexist or misogynist by picking all dudes. I will have a woman coming up, but my next guy, man, another guy that just like he can jump from like comedy to like serious, and he just kind of like seems like a good guy. My main man from Bedazzled, Brendan Fraser, the Encino Man. The legend, Brendan
Okay,
Fraser.
he just became your Maggie Gyllenhaal for me. That's crazy. But go ahead. I want to hear this case. Go for it.
I just think, I love School Ties. School Ties is a great movie. Young Matt Damon, young Ben Affleck, Encino Man when he plays, like Link, the guy that comes out. I was a sucker for those Pauly Shore movies, like In the Army or Son-in-Law or any of those fucking weird movies he was putting out. Encino Man, Biodome was amazing, by the way. And like The Scout, he was really good. I don't know. I just think he cracked me up in Bedazzled. I think Bedazzled is like one of the underrated great comedies in the last 20 years. So that's what I'm going with. We're going underrated again. Like we're not talking about superstar guys.
No. It's not the matter of his wattage, his star wattage. It's not it at all. I enjoyed myself in Bedazzled. It was fine. I guess he's in The Affair. I don't watch The Affair. I'm trying to figure out. I'm just kind of like with you, where you can't think of a Maggie Gyllenhaal performance you liked or really liked. I'm having a hard time thinking of a Brendan Fraser performance outside The Mummy. The Mummy stuff was good. That was pretty good. Otherwise, after that, I'm just kind of like, eh. But okay. I like the off the board play. I'm gonna go a little more on the board. He might even be properly rated because he has some real stands out there like Bill Simmons or whatever. But I love this guy. He is so young, so talented, but he's been around for fucking ever. It is your boy, my boy. I'm going with Michael B. Jordan. We go back to the freaking Wire. That's how far back Michael B. Jordan goes. Vince Howard in Friday Night Lights. Creed is a modern day classic. I think he's going to be the heir apparent to Denzel's mantle. Like seriously, like give him another 5 or 10 years and a couple Oscar nominations, and he's going to be like not that there can only be one, although Hollywood seems to think there can only be one superstar black actor. But I'm saying of the new crop that's coming up, who you would want to hang a franchise, not just a franchise around, but like who could play everything from a franchise to like a serious film. I think is Michael B. Jordan. I think he can do anything. He's freaking amazing. He's charming. Michael B. freaking Jordan. It looks like we lost Jay Devlin for a moment. So let me extol a little bit more on why Michael B. Jordan is. Oh, there he is. Okay, but but basically, I kind of covered it. He can do it all. He even plays a little basketball. He's looks like he's pretty decent on the court. So I like the dude, Michael B. Jordan.
Did I drop out? Did you hear my take on Michael B. Jordan?
I did not hear your take. So please give it.
This would be my only complaint about it. Is this? Again, if I ask 10 people if Michael B. Jordan is a great actor, I think all 10 are going to be like, oh, yeah, that guy's awesome. So, like, the underrated part of him, I don't know if he's underrated.
He's not underrated enough. Okay.
He's probably undercover. He's probably not as famous as he should be.
Right.
So maybe that is underrated. I don't know, but he is great. I'm looking forward to Black Panther.
So lit.
It's going to be amazing. Creed is awesome. Creed crushed. They got to make another one of those too.
They absolutely do.
All right. I juggled with a few different ladies, and I settled on again. Like underrated. I'm struggling with like the underrated part, but I think this chick should be a huge star, and I guess she's not, but she kind of is. Kerry Russell. I love Kerry.
Oh, yeah, The Americans. Do you watch The Americans?
Oh, bro, The Americans. Who doesn't watch The Americans? The Americans is like great, fantastic
television. Apparently everybody, because they struggle to stay on the air every year except for these last two. So, but yeah, I'm with you. I love Philip and Elizabeth. I tweet. Yeah, I guess you see my tweets on that shit too. I love it. I love that.
Dude, she was in Mission Impossible 3. She was great in that. Like, I didn't know she could do action. The fact that she's doing action in The Americans, like, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm just a fan. I like Kerry Russell. Again, like when I see her in a movie, I'm generally pretty happy to see her in the movie, whatever role she's playing. So.
Okay, that's fair. And actually, it's so sad because when I'm thinking about underrated performers, this one is a little controversial recently. My next pick, but I'm a stand by her because she is underrated. She consistently puts up good work. She has a hell of a career. She had it for a while. Is Nia Long. Now, only reason why I say she's totally underrated.
Okay.
She's totally underrated because she's been doing this forever, and she's good in almost everything. Obviously, I enjoy her style, her brand to an extent, but she's a little controversial these days because apparently her arc on Empire, which starts, I guess, this Wednesday. And if you haven't seen Empire, Empire is like Black Dynasty. It's great. It's hilarious. It's over the top, and it's got great music. And I heard she was such a fucking terror on that set that not only was she not invited back, for next season, but like there's like lawsuits pending and shit. It's all on the internet streets. How she was just like, how Taraji had to stick up for the cast group, and she's like terrible to the hairdressers and the makeup people.
See, I don't want to hear that, man, because I
don't either. But on screen, she's wonderful. I love her. She's a delight. Best man holiday.
I was just gonna say they're making another one of those. They can't make enough best man movies. They can't make enough of them. Make 15 of them. I will watch all 15. Best Man Holiday, I've said this to you before on the Micropod. It's like up there. Like maybe my third favorite Christmas movie is the Best Man Holiday. It is absolute fire. And Neil Long is fantastic.
He is absolutely fantastic. All right, so I guess this is our last one. So who's your last underrated performance?
The last one. Here, go ahead. I'm still deciding between a couple people. I'll let you take one more and then I'll jump in.
Oh, and it's funny because it's a bit of a cliche, but because they're often linked together in these movies, including The Best Man Holiday. But notoriously underrated is Morris Chestnut. This dude, once again, another role model. The dude's like mid-40s, great shape. Got a. I wouldn't say it's a hit show, but he's got a successful show on Fox right now, Rosewood, which I enjoy the hell out of. The chemistry. And his Latina co-star, what's her face? I forget her name, but she's really good. And he's just been doing it forever. He was Ricky.
He was Ricky. I was gonna say, man, he'll always be Ricky. He'll always be running down that alley.
Yes, with the flat top, Gumby fade. Yes. Oh my goodness. He's been doing it forever. It's almost like he does like a one for them, one for me sort of thing. It's like one for the black community. He'll do like, I think he's done Tyler Perry, whatever. I guess they all have to do Tyler Perry. It's in there. It's in our social contract. But then he'll do like some mainstream stuff. Like he'll do Nurse Jackie, had an interesting arc on that with a very interesting pairing with he and Merritt Weaver's character. I forget her name, but Zoe, the kind of quirky Zoe. That was an interesting pairing. Didn't see that coming. And then he's just been doing. American Horror Story. I had never watched. But I just love the fact that he switches lanes. He switches lanes like crazy. I guess the term we call it in our community is code shift. Like there are definitely ways I talk, to my boys that I may not talk, in corporate America, whatever. But he definitely code shifts professionally, where he'll do a lot of good mainstream stuff. He'll be Under Siege. He's on Under Siege 2, I guess.
Dark Territory.
Dark Territory. He'll do all that shit. But he'll also do Best Man Holiday, The Wood. I love him. He's kind of like, if I were to be an actor, or if my acting career had actually amounted to something, I imagine it would look something like Morris Chestnut.
Look, I'm a Morris Chestnut guy, obviously. But here's the thing. No offense to Morris Chestnut. Basically, he just is playing Morris Chestnut in all these movies. Hey, I'm just like a really like smooth, good-looking dude. Like that's his character in every movie. So,
pretty much.
He's not exactly Daniel Day-Lewis. If you look at his IMDb page, again, huge fan. Love Morris Chestnut, but maybe not the greatest thespian of all time.
Oh God, that's terrible. That was great. I enjoy Chestnut. All right, go for it.
All right, my last guy. This guy is an up and coming, rising superstar that I think a lot of people have seen him on a lot of commercials lately. Hasn't had the commercials like the big time movie success that I know is coming for him.
Exactly where you're going with this.
His name is Mike Scavatti.
Mike Scavatti.
He is my co-host on Mostly Sports.
And he's got an IMDb page. I love it. There you go.
Boom. There he is. Mike Scavatti.
He gets a clap.
Yes. Clap. Very, very underrated. Like, he turned on the TV. He's a football coach in a commercial, and then he's like a handyman in a repair shop. He was on Scandal.
Look at that headshot.
I think he played a cop on Scandal. I'm scrolling through his IMDb. I know he was on one of those shows.
Longer hair. Look at Scavatti.
Yeah, the Scandal. He played Officer Duncan on Scandal.
So his brand is the 5 o'clock shadow, huh? Okay.
The really nice. We FaceTimed him on our way to NASCAR yesterday, and he's in Vegas with his beautiful wife Jen. I think it's his first vacation without his daughter Avery. The guy just wakes up he just answers the FaceTime like when they're waking up in bed. The guy wakes up with perfect hair. So
Yes, on your last podcast, in the Mostly Sports Pod, where or not the last one, the one from the week before was
mhm.
quite an adventure, where Jay showed up drunk and went on a lot of cultural cul-de-sacs about hair, including his co-host. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, hair's it's
Hair's
high up
life.
there on my list of things. But Mike Scavati, really talented guy,
Ooh,
and
neck tat, I like it.
and even more importantly, like an awesome dude. So he's my
Definitely underrated. Definitely
underrated superstar
underrated.
that's going to break out one of these days.
Yes. Well, you know what? And on that note, yes, that's an excellent way to end the segment. I agree that you definitely opened my eyes to what underrated truly means. Stuff all over the place with that one. But so quick rapid fire. These are 10-second sound bites. I don't think we've had this since you've last been on the pod. But basically, quick 10-second sound bites on things we're thinking about out there in the ether today. How's your brackets? March Madness or March Sadness?
I had Kansas winning it all, so March Sadness, just totally donezo.
Yeah, and all the pools. I mean, like this, for whatever reason, I said I was going to spend more money for with the least amount of exposure I've had to college basketball in like the last 10 years, and it's costing me totally terrible life decision. Any interest in seeing T2 train spottings? We know you're a big fan of it in our strategy game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it kind of let me down this week in the game. It didn't do exactly what I thought it was going to do. I mean, it's still, my strategy still got me a top 4, I think, top 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But Trainspotting definitely didn't produce the way that I wanted it to. So fuck that movie.
I actually want to rewatch Trainspotting. I used to actually own it, and I love that scene with Ewan McGregor out there in the thing. He's talking about how shitty it is to be Scottish or whatever, and then and how he hates the English. It's really good. I love that scene. I love that show. Or I said that movie. So I want to rewatch that, and then I'm going to see T2 because I'm going to see T2. Last movie you saw in the theater?
Oh, Logan. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like nothing but good things to say about that movie. He deserves like Oscar consideration, man. He was just so freaking good. Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies I've seen in a long time, actually. So.
Oh wow, nice. And did you see it with your avatar, your lovely avatar, Jordan?
No, I didn't. I went solo. She was at work, and she's not a big like superhero. Like when I go see like Marvel movies, I'd usually go by myself. So yeah, that was a solo trip, and yeah, it's fantastic. My 32-ounce cherry Coke was amazing. It was a very joyous experience for sure.
Sugar. I'm on keto right now. I miss it. Yes, the last movie I saw, I think. What did I see? Oh God, what did I see in the theater? I think it was not Logan. I've been watching a lot of stuff at home. I can't. I see so many I can't even think of it. I think it was the Now I got to look at the talent pool. I think it was not Belko. I want to see Power Rangers. Did not go see that. Oh, I saw Life. And yeah, I busted out early of my tournament on Friday, and I go upstairs at the Orleans to see Life, and it was really good. I mean, for what it was, for reals. I mean, it's a horror film in space, and there's nothing scarier than being chased by a monster in space in a fucking space station with gravity working against you. It's really good. Fast and the Furious 8, or also known as Fate of the Furious. I think we're 2 weeks out, Jay. I think we're about 2 or 3 weeks out. Are you ready? Are you excited for Fast and Furious or Fate of the Furious?
I don't think I could be more excited. People have heard me on the show before. Your micropods. I am maybe the biggest Fast and Furious fan of all time. Even the fucking shitty one in Tokyo was good. Vin Diesel just all day. Now I got The Rock coming into my life now. Like he's just a recurring character in these movies. Like, can it get any better? And now I got Statham in there. Like this is just.
It's too much. It's like a pure shot of movie adrenaline, like just 2 hours of movie adrenaline. You're going to go there, you'll be entertained, and you're going to come off just like loving life, just feeling it. I implore you, seek out a D-box theater when you go see this, because I promise you, a movie like that with the seat moving left and right and back and forth and up and down, oh my God, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be. I mean, they've done what a masterful job. This series was dead. Like It was dead in the water. I mean, Vin Diesel had moved on. Like, and then, dude, with the one in Brazil, just like a shot of steroids in the arm. This thing is just Now they're
Introduced us
gonna.
to it introduced us to Gal Gadot, our new Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and then they killed her, which sucks. But yeah, no, great movie. Very excited for it. Again, make 50 of these things. Make 50 Fast and Furious. Make 50 National Treasures. I'll go see them all.
National treasure. What about Baywatch? My old classmate and actually we weren't classmates. I was a senior, he was a junior in high school, but my old castmate. We were in a few plays together in high school. Seth Gordon is directing Baywatch. Are you excited for that? It also has The Rock and Zach.
Again, like God, I'm such a sucker, but yeah, I think this movie is going to be fantastic. I love The Rock.
It really is.
But I'm more excited for Alexandra Daddario. From she also teamed up with The Rock in
she's from National Treasure too, isn't she? Didn't she do National Treasure, or was that
no,
San Andreas?
She did San Andreas with The Rock. Yeah. So I mean, she is like off the charts, like stupid, like top 5 hottest chicks I've ever seen in my life. Like she's fantastic. But yeah, I think it's just gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be like, and see, here's my thing: when you remake shows, you need to pay homage to the people that starred in the original. You need to find a way to bring them back. Like that was my biggest problem with fucking Karate Kid when they remade it with Will Smith's kid. You got to bring Machio back somehow. Like you.
And Jay, we just lost Jay, but I hear what he's saying as far as wanted to, because one of the things that Fast and Furious did well was bridging the past to the future, almost like a baton handoff, because that one in Tokyo was terrible, but at least there was a baton handoff at the end where you had Vin Diesel come in and race I guess was it Lucas Black, but yeah. So yes, I do agree, Jay, and I think we have Jay back that you have to pay homage to the past in order to advance the future of your franchise.
Agreed. Baywatch is gonna be money, man. It's gonna be great.
And of course, we'll end up our rapid fire with, or not so rapid fire, with The Bachelorette. And actually, I'll give you 30 seconds on this because I know you have deep feelings about the Bachelor franchise. So, what do you think about this new The Bachelorette? Well, just give me your thoughts because I don't watch The Bachelor.
Well, I know where you're going now that we have a black Bachelorette, or we have a person of color. It didn't even have to be an African American. It could have been an Asian person. It could have been, but there's a person of color on The Bachelorette now, and like that was the big thing for the last 10 years. It was like the whitest fucking show on TV.
It's why it lost me. I used to be a Bachelor fan. I watched the first 4 seasons of The Bachelor and the first season of The Bachelorette. I was in.
Yeah. It had become a running joke that they always have like 2 or 3 black people, and then like they'd always survive the first night, and they might make it to like one date, and then they'd always get axed by like week 2 or 3 because the person didn't want to come off as racist by like cutting them the first night, right?
Right.
So I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
No, but seriously though, like
she's great.
The Bachelorette herself, yeah. So she's good.
Rachel is she's beautiful. She's an attorney. She's very funny. But here's the thing, like. She might have her shit too together to be entertaining. Like I need like a Michelle Money. I need like one of these chicks, like these crazy party girls that will make out with like all the like 30 dudes, maybe get a little slutty. Like this chick is very demure. Her dad is a federal judge. So it could be like a pretty boring season, but it is going to be fun to watch all the guys in the house get along. So.
And as a total aside, I mean, how willing or how excited are you for the next season of Unreal? I mean, I can't wait. It usually comes in June, right? I mean, it can't get here soon enough.
Yeah, Unreal. I mean, that's just like Lifetime finally got something right.
Yes,
with that show.
Absolutely.
The only thing they've ever done right is Unreal.
And on that, we'll get into the strategy portion of the game. I'm sure all of you have skipped thus far to get to this point. No, of course you didn't, because you love Jay Devlin. We all love Jay Devlin. But what is Cinema Draft? It is the fantasy sports version of the movies. But instead of drafting athletes from teams, you're drafting actors from movies, and how the movies perform at the North American box office will earn you points for your call sheet of actors while competing against other players for fun and prizes. You draft 10 actors who are assigned a dollar value salary. You have $100,000 in your budget to try and draft all 10 actors. You must have 10, no more, no less. We have 3 release types of movies: wide release, 2,000 screens and up; limited release, 501 to 1,999 screens; and platform release, 500 screens and below. And you must draft at least one actor from each of those release types. Headliners get 40% more on their points. For example, there are 2 headliners per film. And so, for example, if Suicide Squad earns 100 million, worth 1 point per million in wide release, Margot Robbie would get 100 points, while Will Smith would get 140. It is free to play with over $200 in prizes this week, plus a $25 bonus, which has yet to be earned. If you get the highest scoring call sheet that beats mine, you got to beat my sheet. And somehow, some way, I was able to pull that shit out of the fire. We'll go over that in a different podcast. But yes, I am very excited and looking forward to breaking down the shot list with my boy Jay Devlin. So I've got some ideas on what are some values to look out for this weekend. I'm actually going to screen share the new talent pool real quick so I can get us all in the right frame of mind and see what we have out there. But some quick thoughts on this past weekend of play, Jay Devlin.
Yeah, I mean, Beauty and the Beast obviously just crushing. So, you know, when you have a movie like that comes out that's just going to be so huge, it turns the game into an 8-actor game because you're just going to take 2 headliners from Beauty and the Beast, and then like everybody's going to have those 2. So, you know, again, like the strategy has been fun lately because people are finding different ways to go about stuff, and the last 2 weeks especially. Like, what separated second and fourth? Like 0.35 points this week?
It's just amazing the talent that we have. You know, the people or the learning curve is getting so sharp, so fast. People are really kind of coalescing around similar but yet still different strategies that are effective, and just it's really exciting each week to see the differentiation between the call sheets. And yes, each week it seems like it's coming down to a point or less between some of these spots. It's been very exciting to watch, very fun to watch. And with that, let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll get an overview, a lay of the land for this week. We have some newcomers. We have 1, 2, 3, 5 movies, and 4 new movies to the talent pool, and 1 returning movie. Personal Shopper is back with Kristen Stewart, gained some steam. We've got The Boss Baby. Alec Baldwin is a baby that talks like a man. Ghost in the Shell.
Amazing.
I'm all in on that, dude. As a matter of fact, if I have time before I leave LA, we might need to catch that. That looks like a lot of fun. Ghost in the Shell, which is Scarlett Johansson. That actually also looks dope as hell. And then The Zookeeper's Wife, starring you know what? I should have had her on this list. Damn it, Jessica Chastain. Totally underrated. Damn it. She was amazing in Miss Sloane. Did you see Miss Sloane?
I haven't seen that yet, but Zero Dark 30, she killed it.
Fuck yeah. I mean, and she's like this, like she's like a San Francisco hippie love child, she calls herself. And yet she's tough as nails in Zero Dark 30. And then in Miss Sloane, she's like just like a ball-eating lobbyist in DC who just eviscerates a person with a look. She's amazing. Chameleonic, is that a word? Actress. She's amazing. I love her. So yeah, so she's in that, Zookeeper's Wife, and then also The Devotion of Suspect X, which is our de rigueur new 3F, our foreign-focused film of the week. So getting into it, we'll just trade back and forth a little bit on potential A-list. But I think first one in my A-list, I would say this week is going to be, Beauty and the Beast. It's still out there, it's still out here making money. 90 million last week, only a 48% drop. Even if it drops another 50%, you're still looking at a 45 million open. The price has been lowered in anticipation of more competition to the marketplace, but Beauty and the Beast is really, Dan Stevens, and she's with 2 headliners. I'm not sure if stacking it is a must-win strategy this week, but you definitely want to have some exposure in your call sheets to Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really, like Wednesdays is usually when I really dive deep into the upcoming weekend. It's still Monday. I'm not exactly sure. But even if Beauty and the Beast drops 50%, it's still going to be like 40 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, what's Boss Baby trending at right now? Do you have an idea?
I have an idea. I thought I saw somewhere it was trending to. So let's talk a little tradecraft here. So when I'm making these values now on Sunday afternoons, 'cause I'm trying to get it out early as possible to get people excited, get people playing the game and whatnot. So you're gonna have a lot of there's gonna be a lot of value to be had just off of my sheer ignorance. But one of the things I like looking at recently to get an idea of what's trending in what direction on tracking wise is HSX, the Hollywood Stock Exchange. I think we've talked about this place before. It's they have a different approach to fantasy gaming where they're seeing movies as stocks. So for example, the Boss Baby, they've got all sorts of different types of stocks when it comes to this. So one that I look at when I have no idea what a movie's going to do is let's look it up this way. Type in the Boss Baby. They have derivatives. So Boss Baby opening weekend, the derivative for that is 33.06. That these basically translate to a point, a dollar per million. So if they're thinking if their stock is being traded on their system at 33.06, then I think you'd be fairly confident it's going to have an over $30 million opening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Boss Baby is going to be big. I think it's.
I think so too. I think it's good. I think it can hit 40. That might even be our over under this week. I got to check. But so to get an idea, I kind of placed it. So in comparing that to say Beauty and the Beast and seeing how the values sorted out this week, I went to HSX. HSX. I know it sounds like HSX or something. HSX.com to get a look at that derivative, and it's trending really well. Also, another derivative I was looking at, because I had zero clue because there's so much controversy around this movie, and I'll get to that in a second, is Ghost in the Shell, which is a Scarlett Johansson kind of Matrix-y looking type film. And that derivative also is trading for opening weekend, is trading at 34.7. So that's also looking at a mid 30s to high $40 million open. What do you have you heard any kind of buzz in the street? Anything from like the dudes or women in your life?
Ghost about in the Shell? No, zero. It sounds like a movie I will never watch. Too many words. I don't need 4 words in the title of a movie. Like, keep it to about 2 or 3. Except for the Fast and the Furious. That's the only one that that passes the test. Like, I don't know. Ghost in the. I don't know what it's about. Is it about like a chick walking down the beach and she finds like a ghost in a seashell? I don't know what the fuck it is. So
well, I will say this about the movie: it's very stylishly shot and directed, artfully directed. It's based off, I think, anime or manga or something. I always get those two confused. Some Japanese anime or whatever. The controversy has been around the fact that I guess her character's originally Japanese, and yet here goes Hollywood whitewashing again or whatever. And to me, I don't have as much of a dog in that fight because I do not have any previous knowledge about this comic, whatever, and I love Scarlett Johansson, so I'm gonna go see it regardless. Looks like it might be some good action in there. She's like a badass like cyborg or something. But I think there's been a lot of talk about the cultural appropriation of the movie, and so that actually might hurt some of its chances. So I'm gonna I think it's got potential, but it's borderline. I'm putting in the co-starring range. Michael Pitt is the chief of the 2 headliners. He's at 12,400. It's a wide release, and it's trending towards a $30 million open.
Wow, that seems really high.
It looks really. You're gonna get all those Matrix fans, all those kind of like, for lack of a better term, basement dwellers who never kissed a girl, who spent all the time on the internet, who love this shit and love ScarJo and have seen her nudes and all that sort of stuff. They're gonna force.
Yeah, Box Office Pro has 32 million. Boss Baby 33 million.
Oh, their estimates are already out? Oh, that's awesome.
They have their long-term forecasts. If you go into their long-term forecasts, this is probably an article that was written.
Deep diving. I love that.
Oh, hey, man, always deep diving, brother. Man, those top 5 finishes don't just happen by accident.
Hey, amen to that. Get your Jacques Cousteau on.
You got to get your hustle on, man. You got to grind. You got to dig deep for some info. What did you price Boss Baby at?
So Boss Baby's at 16,000. Well, I think we started around 16,000, I believe. Let me get the right week up. There we go. So Boss Baby, yeah, we priced it at 16,000 only because it's going after the same family market as Beauty and the Beast, which is still going to have some holdover. I mean, if I was confident it's going to do like 50 million, it probably could have crept towards 20,000. I think 16,000 is pretty fair.
What's Beauty and the Beast at this week?
So Beauty and the Beast, we brought down to 20,000 to start, finishing up with 21,500 for Emma Watson, because it's still going to be the cock of the walk. It's you're going to have to pay a premium for it, but it's going to have some competition, and I'm very curious to see how it all shakes out. The wild card this week is definitely going to be Ghost in the Shell, only because the claims the whole controversy versus the fanboy nerd boys versus the neophytes like myself. It'll be very interesting to see how that shakes out. I honestly can't call it, so that's why I priced it at 12,000 and up. Actually, I believe we started at Ghost in the Shell. We start at 12,000 and up, 13,500 for ScarJo.
Price to move, man. That's price to move.
Price to move, exactly. Now, this one, I would say controversial, but we had a surprise complaint in our group chat, and for those of you who aren't in the hottest group chat on the movie nets. Go check us out. Go to our Facebook page, and we have a sticky there in the notes section for the link to our group chat. But yes, Zookeeper's Wife, the wholly underrated Jessica Chastain. Love her. She was also in Munich. Do you remember her in Munich? She was awesome.
I don't remember that. That was a good movie, though. I like a little Eric Bana.
Yeah. Also, actually underrated. Man, we could have done like 2 podcasts on that if I'd actually done some research. Yes, Jessica Chastain, Zookeeper's Wife. She is 10,400 as the top headliner, and it is a platform release. This might be one of our all-time high salaries for a platform release, and that's only because there's so much interest and curiosity about the Zookeeper's Wife, so much advanced critical acclaim. It's made the festival circuit. It's on 450 screens at the top end of platform release. I have a hard time seeing anyone, coming within $1 million of this movie. So an early derivative that I saw, and let's check the derivative out real quick, on Zookeeper's Wife was over 2 million, I think, for opening weekend, which would be freaking phenomenal for a platform week. There it is, just a shade over 2 million for the opening weekend. So at 1 point per 100,000, you're looking at 20 points, 28 points for a headliner. That is some serious value for a 10,400 headliner right there.
Yeah. Let me give a quick shout out since we're talking about the game. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Ring Balls.
Ring Balls.
Nick, man, good dude. He's on the chat. So we always have our little side bets, our $10 or $20 side bets, which I did win this week. So you can take me down on the whiteboard you have. But you, I think you scored.
Congratulations.
You scored him by hand, I believe, this week. So I think Nick caught a mistake because he was in second place. And he was like, Ed, I think you gave me too many points, which then bumped him down to 5th, which allowed me to win. Like, what a stand-up guy that dude is.
I did fat finger a result. That's my bad. And I made sure I let him know my appreciation. Appreciate you, Nick, and also your girlfriend Ash. Smart Ash is his girlfriend. A couple that drafts together lasts together. I'm telling you, she's one of my favorite new players because she's. I mean, they're getting it done, man. She has some really good call sheets. I think she took down a contest this week. This is actually one of the more interesting weeks, and I'll do a micropod. Earlier to you guys who will be listening to it, we'll discuss, or we will have discussed how this week we had 5 different winners for 5 of our contests. It might be the first time. It's very exciting for the game, and I think this will help grow the game. Michael Vellante, shout out to him. He won the feature presentation this past weekend. A new player that's only been with us for about 3 or 4 weeks, so congratulations to you. And I just love seeing, just diversity strategy and just the great play. I love the community we're building here. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. And also, I forget on the shot list, the cutting room floor. You know what? Actually, I have here on my notes, I was going to say Slamma Jamma, but I was quite pleasantly surprised that Slamma Jamma did anything. It did
I can't believe it did 1.6 million.
It's amazing.
I mean, so those I know a little bit about that movie. It's a bunch of dudes that for people out there, I played college basketball. I played a little overseas, so I'll go down and play in this Venice basketball league occasionally. I know the guy that runs the league. So it's basically like the guy Chris Staples plays in the VBL. He's not an actor. He's a great dunker. And then all the extras are guys from the VBL. Very good friend of my show, Brian Jaslowski, stand-up comedian out here. 6'7", played at St. Joe's with Jameer Nelson and Delonte West. Tried out for a role, auditioned, and didn't get it. So I'm not rooting for that movie because Brian.
You're like, I should have been in that.
Brian should be in that movie.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm shocked that did 1.6 million. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and whatever money whatever money it had to be made, it's already made it. So Slamma Jamma in the Slamma, I don't know. Jamma. And then Song to Song, Terrence Malick is still box office poison. It looked, just from the cast alone, look, that cast is attractive as hell. Fassbender, Gosling, Blanchett, Portman. Del Toro is like 5th build or something. I'm intrigued, but no one else is. And he's just like, he's kind of like for lack of a better comp, he's kind of like the art house Woody Allen. And Woody Allen is already art house, but he's an art house's art house guy. And he just doesn't do any business. And song to song, it's out on 80 screens. If it expands, I'll be shocked. But if it does expand, it's still not going to get you the results you want at platform release. So, definitely leave that one and skip that loser. And then also, actually, I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you a bonus cutting room floor one, because this one just kind of occurred to me like there's no way anyone's going to see this sucker anymore. And that is, and it just skipped me. It just left my head. Come back. It was in my head. Chips. There it is. Oh my God! Yeah, I made $7 million or something last weekend. We dropped the price on it. I think we had it at like 11,000 or 10,000 last week. We dropped it even further. This thing is a dog with fleas. The cinema score is terrible. Whatever money there was to be made, just off the nostalgia of the TV property it made last weekend. Definitely do not add chips to your call sheet. I love you, Michael Pena. You're excellent. You're great in Ant-Man and everything else I see you in. Dax Shepard can be an acquired taste, but it looks terrible. Terrible.
Agreed.
You remember Chips?
Chips? Yeah. I'm 43, man. We're the same age. I love Chips, man. Eric Estrada, man, Posh. Yeah. Great show, man.
That was my show. Real quick, our over-under for this week is Ghost in the Shell. I am pegging the over-under at 30 million this weekend. Actually, from our last poll, I believe we had not King Kong. It was a different one. What was the other? We had the over-under was 45 million. I want to say for Power Rangers, and I chose the under prevailed and actually clocked in at 40.3 million. So good job by you guys. Good job. Also, so we'll put that poll up probably about Tuesday or Wednesday afternoons. Once you guys have listened to the show, make sure you go to @PlayCinemaDraft on Twitter to cast your vote. Where can you find CinemaDraft? CinemaDraft.co, @PlayCinemaDraft on Facebook, Twitter. Our corporate blog is at Medium, @CinemaDraft. We even have a Pinterest account, which I never check on. There you go. We are live with over $200 of the prize this weekend. As you know, the game starts on Thursday evenings. Theater lock is 6 p.m. Pacific time, with the game running at 10 p.m. Pacific. After that, we are offering up $125 in feature presentation with $46 to first. Totally free to play. Definitely looking forward to seeing your call sheets. Their results are usually out Monday evening, a little bit later if I am sadly hand scoring. And a big thanks and hearty congratulations to Jay Devlin for making it on the pod. Thank you, my man. Appreciate having you. What are your parting shots? Pump your stuff. Do what you do.
Well, I won about 7,000 on DraftKings tonight, and that was the that was the second best part of my night. The best part of my night was doing this podcast with you. Had a blast. We'll be on air tomorrow night on Mostly Sports on UBN Radio and iHeartRadio. Check us out.
I'm gonna check you guys live one of these days. I hear you have like the Facebook Live thing going on now, right?
But the Facebook Live thing is fun. We're getting a lot of people calling up. It's very interactive. So if you like sports, you like pop culture, and you just like people acting like fools, then you'll love our show, Mostly Sports. Well, thanks for having me on. I look forward to coming onto the micropod here later in the week, and keep doing your thing, man. You're doing a great job. Cinema Draft is catching some positive steam.
Hey, appreciate it. That's it. We're trending positive. That's why I'm heading out there to LA. See what we can see. Get some of these stars playing. Get some people in this joint. Get some more competition.
If Drew Holiday didn't hit a meaningless 3, I would have had an extra $13,000, and I would have gladly invested in Cinema Draft.
Well, you know what? You may still get your chance. We are definitely looking hard at some crowdfunding. Stay tuned. Okay. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are on YouTube and also iTunes, SoundCloud, anywhere you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening or watching, all 5 watchers of you. And this week and this weekend, go see a movie or something.